What's up? Welcome everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Drew's Garage Projects. I'm Drew, and we are in the garage, at least for the start of this video, and then we'll be going out to the driveway because my garage is full of stuff. So today we are going to be installing a Banks pedal monster, the throttle controller. There's a bunch of different ones on the market. This is the one I like the best. It has the best features that I found, what fits me, what I think is important. So, I mean, there's 30 levels of control, which is pretty awesome. You got city, sport, track, and then each one of those different modes has 10 different increments. I like the fact that there's reverse safety features, so it doesn't work in reverse, so I'm not going to just go jamming into somebody. And then also, even going forward, you can fine tune the amount of added sensitivity below 10 miles an hour. You can say, yeah, I don't want any boost, I want a little bit. And that's pretty nice for wet pavement. You're, towing a trailer, you don't want to be jerking things around. And then, from another thing from the safety standpoint, I really like that this one is powered through the OBD2 connector. So if there's some sort of issue with it, it doesn't put the truck into limp home mode like you read for some of the other controllers that are on the market because they get their power from the accelerator pedal circuit. So I really like that. The only downside of that, if there is one, is because it's a little bit more of an install because you have to connect that and run that over to the box. If you look at some of the other ones, it's just a T harness with no extra power. And so this is a T harness, but does have the extra power. So we're going to go ahead and get started. You can kind of see what's been playing in the background here, what's included in the box. We got the instructions. We got the pedal monster itself, and then we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So to get the throttle pedal unhooked, you're going to go want to use your fingernails or flathead screwdriver and just kind of pull out on the red clip and then pull straight up on the harness. And then the reverse, here we go. And it's pretty simple. You can see I'm doing it here with one hand. So you're just going to kind of see that red clip right there, how it comes out. So put that one on first, or at least that's what worked for me. Press it down, to get it fully seated. They only go on one way, and then just snap the red lever back in just to make sure it's fully seated. And then, so now we're connected to the pedal, and then we're going to go ahead and go around to the other side, and we're going to connect this other end to the factory harness. Now, so we're going to head into the instructions. I just kind of see what's going on my phone. Scan the QR code. It's going to take you to Banks' website for the pedal monster. You can kind of scroll down, see a quick tutorial of the directions. It works with a lot of their other stuff too. If you've got a Derringer or an iDash or something like that, link it to the app, go to the App Store, and then we're going to go straight into pairing for the device. So the only thing I'll point out is that button right there, the Bluetooth sync button. For whatever reason, it took me a long time to find that. Like I was expecting a more obvious button. And then that is it. You go into it. You're going to select your vehicle. What this is doing, right now is specifying whether or not you're going to be able to use the reverse safety. So obviously the OBD knows what you're connected. You just got to select here which standard. In my case, it's a Chevy, so GM standard. This is going to enable the reverse safety lockout, so it doesn't work in reverse, which is something I really wanted because you hear all the time people get them and then they have an accident, and the whole point is to make your truck safer, vehicle safer. I have a truck, but anyway, once you're in there, you're going to go into the menu. Mine, I bought secondhand, so I wanted to recalibrate it for my vehicle just to make sure there was no leftover settings from the other one, even though it came from another guy with Colorado. So it was probably pretty similar, but there could be some differences between vehicles. So we just recommend that you do this. So basically, all it is you floor it when they tell you to floor it, and that's it. We're going to go ahead and get started, as you can see here, and then obviously don't drive while distracted. It's not good. Like some of the things, you can't really even fine tune it when it's in motion. Like you can see every time that little pop-up comes down and says, hey, you can't mess with it when it's going. But on the bottom of the screen there, you'll see your stock, city, sport, track. And then once you click those, you would use the up and down arrows to fine tune it. And then you'll see in the, you can see on the two bar graphs there, here's, what your foot is, the foot position is like it would be stock, and then what the banks is doing. And it's not a linear thing. They have throttle control curves or throttle curves, and you can read about that on their site. That was more of a dissertation than what I was going to do on here. But you can see that my reverse safety is active. I'm just kind of driving around, getting some. I really wanted to show the drive and get the impressions that were going on, but of course my GoPro died when I was trying to shoot this video. But as you can see, what's popping up on the screen here, I'm just tapping the gas just a little bit. I'm getting, 100% as much response going through to the to the BCM of the vehicle, which is making the truck a lot peppier. I mean, just a lot peppier. It doesn't add power, but it does make it feel like it's got more power. And it's not the same thing as just flooring it. Like, I experimented with this, this truck. I've had it since January, and lately, as I've been thinking about whether or not I was going to get one of these, I've been trying it in different scenarios, and you know, it's different. It's hard to describe, but just flooring it doesn't do the same thing. I think it must the difference must be like how they measure the data and how they relay it out of there. So first impressions, it's way peppier. It feels better. It feels like, in some of the vehicles, there's different modes. You can put it in sport mode. That's the closest thing I can equate it to. My wife had an Explorer and then a Lincoln, and when you put that thing in sport mode, it was a dramatically different vehicle to drive. Of course, the Banks isn't going to adjust any of your suspension settings or anything like that, but it is going to make it a little bit more peppy. So overall, I love it. I've only had it a couple of days, but I definitely recommend it. Unless you're going to get a tune, I guess. But they say that their throttle controller works with everybody's tunes. So you could always do that if you're even thinking about whether or not to get one. So overall, I think it's fantastic because there is some dead pedal on the Colorados. I think there's a dead pedal on pretty much any vehicle, but here we go. This is just kind of everything you can see tied up here. So I just zip tied them, the T-harness together, and then went up over the steering column. Just kind of look around. You can see what parts move, but make sure you're not clearing anything of that. I chose to take the harness up over the steering column towards the driver's side. There's a hole and a dash support at the top that you can put the wire through. It's very sharp, so you can kind of see. I did put loom over it, and I put loom around the metal, and then you can see there's the pedal monster right there. I've got all the wires tucked up out of the way, so it doesn't hit your foot. It's not rattling. You're not creating anything that's unsafe. And then, of course, there's the OBD connector. And that was a question I had when I was buying it, because I was wondering if it came straight out and it was going to hit my feet or anything. So there you have it. That's my install of the Banks pedal monster. And hope you enjoyed this video.